communities better. There is risk to being a truth teller, but there is also a heavy, heavy cost for all of us when people are too scared to tell the truth.
We're doing a political conference, but we also had some really awesome Christian influencers like Pastor Andrew Cedra, Pastor Nate Schatzline, Seth Gruber, Allie Beth Stuckey, and we wanted to usher in the presence of God and start our conference off that way, and it really set the tone for the entire conference.
I'm all about making sure that we hand the baton and the torch to this next generation to be successful and to make sure that we can prove Reagan's words right, keeping America the last best hope of man on earth.
You can't sit on the sidelines in a country that's a representative constitutional republic and expect good things to happen if you're unwilling to contribute to that process.
The youth are inheriting our country and our state. Their leadership is essential to ensure that we stay on the right track. And the best thing about it, that they see the value set of conservative values.
These young conservatives are going to be the future of this movement. They are going to be the future of the followers of Christ that are going to lead this country to righteousness.
A number of years ago, I met Christian Collins, and the Lord has intertwined our lives ever since that time in various ways. The Texas Youth Summit actually was held in this room right here until it grew a number of times larger than this room would hold. And I love the movement today for the younger generation. I really believe in the younger generation. That's why we do everything we can to raise up pastors here, voices that will speak into the culture. And I love this young movement. Charlie Kirk, what happened with Charlie Kirk was absolutely amazing in terms of igniting something in this nation. Christian, though not as known as Charlie, his heart is the same. Amen. And he's been doing that in our area. Yeah. And here in the Montgomery County, Harris County, the greater North Houston area has really made an impact. So I wanted Christian today to talk a few minutes. You saw the video. That's something that we as a church support. I'd love to have all of you to be behind that, support that. Christian and Jency are members of Grace. Christian just a little while ago received his credentials with Grace International, so he's now a minister with Grace International. And not long ago, Christian and Jency were married, and Jency is the best thing outside of Jesus that ever happened to Christian. I can tell you that for sure. And so welcome them, would you, today?
Thank you, Pastor Steve, and God bless you. Well, we started Texas Youth Summit so that young people would not end up like I did. I grew up in a minister's home. My dad was a pastor, but you see, my house was built on the sand and not on the firm foundation. And so, in other words, my parents had faith, but I couldn't just have that handed down. I had to make a relationship with God my own. And when I went off to college, though, there were all these nefarious ideologies, and I had some nice people who were liberals who showed me Michael Moore videos. And so for a while, I thought I was liberal. I was also agnostic. But thankfully, my dad turned me on to the great Rush Limbaugh. And so I became a conservative, but for a while I was also a conservative agnostic. And so I was debating for college Republicans, but I wasn't living for God. And it was Lee Strobel's book, A Case for Christ, that really set me straight. Lee Strobel basically argues that the entire gospel message hinges on the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So he's either a liar or a lunatic or he's Lord. There's no in between. Because if he just died and didn't rise again, he's a martyr. But because he rose again, he's Lord. And amen. The corroborating evidence in that book helped me believe that the possibility in my mind that the gospel was true. But it was going to an altar at a church and experiencing the presence of God that engaged my heart in a way that the book couldn't. Experiencing God's presence, which really helped me set course. And so after a while, I didn't want anything to do with politics anymore. I was majoring in government, but I didn't want anything to do with it anymore. But my life changed when I got to travel with Reverend Rafael Cruz all across the country. He's Senator Cruz's father, and going to churches. And I understood after that politics could be a ministry. And so I want to encourage all of you that no matter what you do, if you're a teacher, if you're a firefighter, if you're in law enforcement, if you're a doctor, or if you're a veterinarian, whatever it is you do it as unto the Lord. And the whole idea of being a Christian is to be a minister in the marketplace. And my marketplace, where God has me assigned in this season, is politics. And so I find much more purpose and joy and fulfillment in doing it as a ministries. And I love what I get to do. Last year we have Texas Youth Summit in its 7th year, and we had 3,500 people. In the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination, we had always been about Christian values. There are just two genders. We're pro-life, right? We would teach that worldview, but we went a little different direction. We wanted to have a worship experience, and over 100 young people gave their lives to Jesus Christ. So that became a pivot for me. I don't just want Christians to get off the sidelines and get involved in politics. I want conservatives to have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ and experience his presence. It's beautiful. This year, we have an amazing lineup and conference. There's a graphic that they'll share. And we have Tulsi Gabbard, former Department of National Intelligence. We have Brandon Gill. He's done great work to hold our government accountable. He's been asking questions in Congress, and I don't know if you've seen the videos, but the people that answer those questions look pretty silly. Riley Gaines, she's worked to keep men out of women's sports. You have Nick Shirley. He's really been exposing the Leering centers, the fraud, and all the things that have been going on. Yeah. Yamni Park, she's a defector from North Korea. She fights against communism. Alex Clark, she is a big leader in the MAHA movement, all about being healthy. Chloe Cole, she's been a detransitioner, and so her mind was corrupted. And so now she really wants to help young people have the right perspective on gender, and it's amazing that she's walking in her purpose. And so Jency will tell you a little bit more.
So as Christian is saying, we're going to have a 2-day conference on October 9th and 10th over at the Woodlands Waterway Marriott. We'd love for all of y'all to attend. So we have a QR code right there on the graphic. There should be also a handout a flyer in your handout that you can scan to sign up and register. So we have a promo code for our youth here. So that's anyone 26 and under that can use promo code GRACE to get free tickets. We'd also love for our adults here to come and join us, and y'all can purchase the ticket on that website as well.
You don't actually have to have kids or grandkids of age to attend. We make this conference free to the youth, and so you attending and buying a ticket as an adult, it subsidizes it so we can keep doing what we're doing. And we're just so grateful for the support of Grace Woodlands. We got to do the conference here in 2020 and 2022, and it's just grown tremendously. And we're thankful for how we started, and we're grateful for how we're going, because I know God's in it and he's working in the lives of our young people. Thank you guys so much. God bless you.
Well, good morning.